nerves. This is for the brainiacs, this what we deserve. Go ahead and play it back, you ain't gonna touch me. You not gonna do nothing, you are not above me. I bet you wish you was me, I know it, I know.
What is poppin', everybody? And welcome back to another special episode of the Only Friends podcast. Well, you know, it's me and my only friends, which includes, but is not limited to, Poo Dog.
Hi.
Hello, Melissa.
Hello, Melissa. How are
Hello.
you?
Good,
He's
how are
here
you?
in the building.
What's poppin', sidekick?
You know, I knew I was protesting you having a 32-inch monitor on your table for a reason.
I don't want to look at you anyway.
And the fact that it covers your entire fucking body.
What's he doing?
I have no idea. Like, is it even hooked up to anything?
Playing Rocket League or something?
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
What-
I'm just chilling over here.
What could possibly be on that monitor? You don't do anything.
He's monitoring
He's
the chat.
tabling GTO wizard.
Let me ask you something. What is it that you do here?
What does it say?
What would you say you do here?
He just
What are
no
you
answer.
doing?
He has no answer. He just clicks.
Staring at his fucking monitor. Who approved this? We finally we just upgraded this podcast to a new EP. You know, we actually have a run of show for once.
Mm-hmm.
Things are in
I
order.
know, it's so thorough,
it's-
too.
it's-
She's really on it.
She's
huh?
on it. We brought the poo back, you know, to leave her stink all over the set.
Oh,
Wow.
I'm playing.
I showered this morning
It's a play on words.
and washed my hair.
Well, maybe we'll work on a rebrand. And then we got Conrad over here. Just what are you doing? Literally, what are you doing?
You know what?
he's
There should be a
engaging with the
condition.
chat.
There should
Like-
be a condition to this.
I
That
was gonna say, he's
it's hooked up to
10-tabling.
Guapo's OBS, so at random points he can switch to Conrad's monitor.
100%. I
Yeah.
fully agree with that because one of two things is happening. He's either 5-tabling,
I was gonna say 10 table.
in which case just don't come.
Yeah.
Or he's doing something very, very, very like dark webbish that
Like
probably shouldn't be on air, but like I'd like to
Ordering
know.
humans or something.
I have to stick up for Conrad. These last 4 or 5 intros have been on point. He's waiting for the screen to go completely dark before he does his intro. He's doing a good job.
That was only two. But
Yeah, it was definitely only 2. And you know, after 330 of them, Guapo, I'm glad we finally have been able to, you know, nail the timing.
I don't have my laptop here, so I needed a computer.
Okay, well, I guess say hi to the
screen.
chat for me. You do your thing. We'll see you at the end of the show.
I'll see you later.
It's been nice parting ways with you, Conrad. I don't know where I was going to go with that. You got into a new sport this weekend.
I didn't get into it.
No,
I
you're
tried
into
it.
No, you're into it.
Yes, I played pickleball for the first
what?
time.
For the first time ever?
Yes.
You live with these guys? It's the first time ever?
Because I'm oppositional, so when people try and get me to do stuff, I go the opposite way.
Yeah.
So it took me a little. I had to have my heart broken in order to need to busy myself enough to go play pickleball.
You
So-
made some fast friends.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
A bunch of old people. They were smacking me. They were like good.
Well, yeah. I mean, well,
Well, no,
I
they were
want-
they were
what-
like good. But
Your
they,
teammate was good.
yeah, he was.
He's a good teacher.
He had some good strategy. Like he was like he had really good control.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever there was an opening, he would just go right in the middle of it.
Yeah. I heard him trying to like casually direct you, and he kept calling you partner. I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's a very respectful way of.
He was really a nice partner.
Yeah.
How old was this young man?
Like 55 or
Yeah, that's being generous, probably.
60.
That's not that old.
But he was like,
2 knee braces.
I thought I really underestimated pickleball. I'll say I apologize to the pickleball people of the world because I thought that I was like, ugh, these people are like out of shape and they don't want to play tennis because they're.
She's like, this is a geriatric sport, and then her
Well, yeah,
heart rate's 190.
Because I was like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't they just play tennis if they want to work out? Like
Right.
this is like a an old person version of tennis.
yeah.
But I was moving and I was sweating. It's hot.
Yeah.
And like it really got my heart rate going, and I had a 17.5 activity strain.
That's insane.
I think the learning curve is steeper in tennis.
Well, the skill set required
Yeah,
is
it's
for
just-
sure
it's just
much
harder.
greater.
Right,
general.
like it's so much
You need to be
easier
more
to
in
just
shape.
get onto a pickleball court and start playing. As
It's
opposed
kind
to
of like
tennis.
going to a slow pitch softball league and going, why don't you pussies play baseball?
yeah.
And it's like, well, because they can't.
yeah.
Yeah, like
In
that.
short,
the
they
like
just
old
can't.
woman that
Yeah.
I was playing with is not going to play tennis.
No. She has the suction cup on the bottom of her
Yeah.
paddle so she doesn't have to bend over. She just
But
drops
it
the
was
paddle
still
on the ball.
hard. I mean, like they're still
like
working
that.
out like harder than like 99% of people.
Wait
their
till you
age,
get
probably.
good. You'll be shocked. I mean, you'll get better at not expending so much energy on like fruitless movements.
Yeah, I was running around like a fucking maniac because
Right.
I'm used to tennis. And
That's how Conrad
I'm
plays.
lobbing over the fence like every other second.
I think I'm gonna start playing. It's starting to get
They're
colder.
like chill
at
with
night.
the power. It's not tennis.
Yeah.
You don't need to like do like
Yeah,
power
you
shots.
were a big fan of the
I
of
like
the whip.
to lob. Yeah.
Don't step in the kitchen.
And I was doing my backhands two-handed, and they were like, stop.
No, that's actually really good. It's become a major part. So it's weird.
I
Pickleball
don't
has
get it.
What?
I don't get how you can do a backhand two-handed.
Bro.
Like
It's just like
this?
it's hard.
Well, yeah.
I've tried it a lot.
It's like swinging a baseball bat, only with topspin.
yeah.
It's-
How about that
it
top
just seems
spin?
very hard to me.
But yeah, the game has evolved a lot, probably in like the last 2 or 3 years, mainly because more washed up tennis pros are showing up.
Gossi and
Yeah.
Roddick.
Oh yeah, Agassi and what's
Chang.
McEnroe and Chang. Yeah,
Yeah.
they all played a 4-way match. It was fucking awesome
They
to
were
watch.
drenched in sweat. It's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
I really underestimate.
But yeah, as like more tennis players come over to the game, they realize that like their shots are undervalued. Like tennis strokes are just undervalued because most of the game's played at the net. But there are a few situations where tennis shots are really critical and can be winners, and it's usually like returning the serve or the third shot after it's being
Yeah.
returned back to you.
I feel like I had good returns,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I wasn't very good at serving.
So-
All of my serves were illegal.
Well, yeah, you got to keep it below the waist. That's tough. But yeah, so like learning a double hand backhand, it's a huge power shot that's working its way through. You're amongst greatness here, actually. If it weren't for
Yourself?
no, the tortoise is an up and coming pickleball star. If it weren't for a battle with the gout, I mean, you could be sitting amongst greatness right now.
You're up and coming.
I guess I had no idea.
Unless
Am
you
I
played.
am I
You
up and
just
coming? Is
play,
this
right?
No,
I
you're
need to-
tragic.
I need to
I'm trying
I
to
need-
build up the hero story
Listen,
here, man.
I think that maybe my time for pickleball has come.
I think so.
I think
Oh, are
it's
you ready?
time to
Do we all play?
Well, yeah, I mean, like it's gonna be September soon.
Right.
The weather's gonna start, getting nice.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
those
have
fall
a
leaves
pickleball
are
gonna-
court
Yeah.
soon.
That's true. Once we have the pickleball court at the house, you're going to need to play just to keep up.
Yeah. Oh, well, definitely. I mean, I can just shoot up and practice a little bit.
Right. We'll get the lobster
Yeah.
going.
I mean, the gout has been, subdued.
Okay.
So we're good.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
really all about
Mhm.
that gout.
Uric acid levels are, right where they need to be. So we're feeling good.
We've leveled them off. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God Lamanna isn't.
We were all praying for you.
Pray for bro.
Listen, it's like what causes gout? Meat and beer. I'm fucked.
What is gout?
It's
Build up of uric acid.
Yeah, we build up uric acid and then you get these like crystal. It's kind of like a thing of
Kidney
arthritis.
stones?
Crystals like in your joint, and then they.
I've
then they-
seen videos
yeah,
of
then
people
they
squeezing
inflame.
those.
So your feet
And
just blow
yeah, it's
up?
very painful.
Yeah, and you can squeeze them out, right?
No,
Oh,
no,
what?
I don't think so.
I don't know what you
watched
said.
That's
Internal,
never-
Melissa.
I think
Wait,
you
does
can.
That is never.
No, they're internal.
Do your
no,
feet just
it's-
blow up?
Okay, well, there's something that
Yeah, you'll get
you
like
can
your feet will
squeeze.
sweat. It's like a form of arthritis. Yeah.
Gotcha.
There's something that you can squeeze. I think it's like
Like
some.
cysts?
No, it builds up on your joints, like on your toe or on your your foot, and you can squeeze it, and like those little crystals come out.
That
What?
seems. Listen, when you have gout, the last thing you ever want to do is even touch the area of where it's at. 'cause
Ooh,
it's
I got
so
some good
painful.
video.
So like squeezing
no.
it would be.
Did you find it?
Guapo
did,
found
but
it.
I
All right,
don't-
let me see. I want to see this. I'm, very
pretty
actually
sure
curious.
we'll have like a warning at the beginning of our video.
Oh, man. We
What do
get a
you
lot
think?
of these. Go,
Yay?
go, go,
Nay?
go.
don't tease us
can't-
now.
Come on, we're waiting.
I'm not going to wait till after the show to see this.
My
We're here
dopamine
now.
kicked in. I gotta see it now. Yeah.
Oh my!
Yeah,
what
yeah,
the
on the
fuck?
toe.
Okay.
What was that?
That might have been assist, but
Disgusting.
So-
That's what it
there
was.
are like
What did you Google?
My toes never looked like
Squeezing
that.
gout crystal.
yeah, it is
my
gout. It is gout.
Oh
It is
my
gout.
god. Okay, yes, that has never
do it.
happened.
So if you ever need that done, let me know. I've watched a lot of videos.
You know the funny thing.
I'm
the funny
basically
thing
a
is like
surgeon at this
with,
point.
with gout, like they like it's usually like in the big toe like that. I never get it in like a toe. I've got it like in my ankles and I've got it like in my
we
feet.
can squeeze
But it's
that.
not like it
I
wasn't like
fully
that.
regret.
Yeah.
Crystals. Look at the
permitting
title.
that.
Crystals ooze from toe.
What the fuck?
That shit is disgusting.
That looked painful.
Yeah.
We can do it on air next time.
Yeah.
Next time I have one.
Close up
Meanwhile,
camera.
Lamanna said that when he had the gout, like having a bed sheet rub across his big toe was like,
Well,
Well,
just
they
like
numb
our
it
foot.
before they squeeze it.
well, sure.
You know.
Yeah, we'll get a little topical cream.
Yeah.
Does it tilt anyone else that you guys keep saying the gout instead of just saying
The gout? Have we been saying the gout?
I mean,
Yeah.
it seems like it's a proper noun
I
at
think
this point.
people say the gout. Yeah, I
like-
got the gout.
It's like the
It's like
Ohio
I got
State.
the beatus.
It's like
The-
when people say texted me instead of just saying text. I don't know.
Why you gotta call Conrad out like that?
What did I say? Texting?
Texted.
Yes, I do say that.
Oh man! All right, some poker things that happened over the weekend. As previously mentioned, Negreanu has officially stepped out of the ring for the High Stakes Duel challenge. It's a little unclear to me how the structure works moving forward, but basically he said in an interview with Haley Hintz that he gets the belt.
Wait,
And
how does he step out?
I told you, you have to win 2 in a row.
Who did he beat before?
But didn't Helmuth do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he stepped out?
Well, Helmuth
No.
went through
Helmuth won a few,
Or
right?
he kept going?
Yeah, he went all the way up to 800. I don't remember how it works. Honestly, the structure of this needs to be a lot more clear because I've paid enough attention to these that I should know. But I think what happens now is Daniel is declared the winner, and the next high stakes duel will then start at 200K instead of resetting back to 50. But I could be wrong about that because I don't know how else Helmuth got to 800K versus Jason Kuhn.
Yeah.
Like if he could have opted out somewhere
he-
along the
'cause he
line.
kept-
Would have, yeah.
Yeah, right. He would have.
Well, I think he would just at least opted out prior to Kuhn.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Right. So I think Helmuth won. I think Helmuth did the same thing where he like won 2 in a row, got to the 200 match, came back in, and I don't remember if he played Daniel or Durr or who it was, whatever. Won 2 more in a row.
Seaver, right?
Yeah, Seaver was in there somewhere along the line too. So I think he won. I think he had to win 3 in a row
Like
then.
Nick Wright, Seaver.
Did they change it from 3 to 2?
Bro, I don't know. I don't think
think so.
they know.
I always remembered it being you had to win 3 matches.
That's what I thought too.
Well, that's how it started for sure.
Okay.
But this is like season 5 or something. Helmuth was in it at least 3 different times,
Okay.
and Negreanu was in it a couple of times as well.
Yeah.
I think that they were the only 2 who have initiated it to take on contenders. Was only Helmuth and Negreanu, and I think it was Helmuth, maybe Helmuth a 3rd time, and then Negreanu now. But anyway, he gets to keep the belt, and my best guess is he gets to open up the challenge floor again, which makes a lot of sense strategically if that's the way this works, because now you avoid a rematch versus Doug, and you either get to lower the stakes again or keep the stakes the same without having to have it be against, Doug, and you get a belt.
Efro said it was 3. He beat Antonio and Daniel 3x.
Right, that was the first time. And then after that, he played Seaver, Durr, and Negreanu again, I think. And then lost to Kuhn. Or Nick Wright was in. I don't fucking know, man.
They're all the same.
I'm tired
I
of seeing Helmuth play heads up, sit and goes.
Me too.
I don't want to see Daniel play heads up, sit and goes either.
To be fair, I don't want to see anyone play heads up goes.
I agree. I love cash.
Yeah, I agree. I
It's
think
just that like there's so much. It's like at a certain point you're just kind of doing like a slightly weighted coin flip.
it's weird because I think this particular format, I'd much rather see 2 end bosses play.
Yeah.
because it's super high variance. So it's like at least we'll
Even
get to see.
then, though, if they're both super good, you're just like might as well watch a coin flip over and over.
Yeah,
'Cause
probably.
It's like that's the edge that you're
Probably,
watching.
but like at least we'll get to see some interesting poker along the way. Like watching Antonio and Phil do like their shit, I'd much rather see it in cash.
yeah,
Because at least there's like, some impact of pain here and there, and it's not the tournament structure of like, I mean, they're just literally throwing poo against the wall, you know?
Yeah.
But like, if we're gonna watch two poker celebrities play, let's do high stakes cash. If we're gonna watch two end bosses play, this is a great way to make sure no one gets hurt.
Right.
Let's watch a heads up sit and go.
That's fair.
But yeah, for me particularly,
You'd want to see like Kuhn and Chidwick.
Yeah,
Play
go
heads up.
nuts.
That would be cool.
But
Yeah.
the thing is, we already see this.
Yeah,
Just watch any high roller.
Yeah, exactly. They're playing each other heads up for the win anyways.
Yeah, literally any high roller will be 50 big
That's
blinds
fair.
heads up, and we'll
That's
get to
fair.
watch them play for 3.5 hours,
Yep.
and then there will be crowned a winner.
Yeah.
And like, that's it obviously doesn't appeal to me because, cash has my heart.
Yes.
No shock there. Before we get into cash though, as I'm somewhat bearing the lead here with my massive loss this weekend. Enclave ran that free roll on Saturday. I was not able to attend because I was in a fucking incredible game. I thought for sure I'd be able to leave because the free roll didn't start till 5. I was like, I'll be 7 hours into the session by then. I can definitely leave. I look around at 4:30, and it's me, the game runner, and 7 Rex.
I saw Cuba Gooding Jr. in the room.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Last night. Wait, let me get through the news and notes, and then we'll tell the Cuba Gooding Jr. or Cuba Gooding
What the
Jr.
fuck was that?
I'm sorry, I stroked out.
Scuba dude.
There's so many tangents. Scooby-Doo. So the Enclave free roll commenced with Nemo winning it for $20,000, which
Nice.
no shock. At the final table, she was probably one of the most skillful remaining.
Landon played, right?
He did play in my place and made a lot of friends. Did not make any money, so I don't feel bad because it was
friends are priceless.
Yeah, well, I'm glad he didn't win because it would have been an awkward conversation since I got him the seat and we didn't like really swap anything or I don't know what I would have been expecting.
$20K, like what were you gonna do?
I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting 0. That's for sure.
5%, $1,000.
But Nemo ended up winning it for $20K. The funny story here, though, is Bill Polte, the Twitter giveaway guy, who for a long time, I don't know about you guys, but I thought for sure this guy was a scam.
Oh, I already thought I thought he was a scammer.
No, this guy is just giving away tens of thousands of dollars on the
but
reg.
what's the catch here? Like tax write-offs, or what do we think?
Maybe tax write-off,
No,
maybe.
I'm sorry. Like I don't care how charitable you are. Like that, you're not doing that.
No, for
real.
sure. There's an angle
Yeah,
here
there's an
for
angle.
sure. I'm just not sure what it is.
Yeah.
Doesn't Bill Klein do the same thing?
Yeah.
Well, he gives it to charity.
Gives it to charity.
Guabo.
Yeah, and then they're
This is
like
how
charities
Mr.
of his
But
choosing.
doesn't this how Mr. Beast like built his brand and built his empire?
Not exactly.
No, it's definitely not.
Beast
Not
was still like a
exactly, no.
1-to-1 exchange
He
where
was
it's like
going into streamers' streams and like dropping 10K in like
Yeah.
gifts or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is just like retweet me, maybe you'll win $1 million.
No, it's not $1 million.
and
It's
then
like
there's
50.
like fucking everyone. Yeah, drop your Cash App. It's
Right.
like
Well,
and then
I
you
do
just see.
think-
I had to actually. I think I blocked him because like everyone was retweeting him all the time.
it's really slowed down
Missing out.
since Elon's taken over.
I figured that he like got caught scamming or something because I hadn't heard from him in a while, but I think I just
Right.
blocked him.
Yeah.
I feel like most of his like tweets or something along the lines of if you need dinner tonight or something like if I can help out with dinner
Some of
tonight,
that,
something
yeah.
like that. I feel like there's a lot of
It
that.
does just seem like it's probably engagement farming at the core, but very effective. I mean, I don't know if he's getting a good dollar for dollar exchange here. It might be costing him more, but then again, if it's write-offs and everything else, maybe it's
'cause if
fine.
you think about like who is retweeting stuff to get like free $50.
A lot of poker players.
Right, but then like how many of those people are actually like engaging with ads
Right.
or buying
Right.
anything?
Who knows? Yeah.
Not many.
Well, we don't even know what he's selling, so who knows?
What is he?
I
I don't
don't
know.
know.
I
about
don't
selling
How does he
anything
have
for what
money?
it
I don't
seems.
know.
I will say this: he's a charitable man because at the final table, he gets dealt queens, faces a single open, and just mucks it with a smirk on his face.
Yeah, it was like the shortest guy, right?
Yeah.
So he was being nice.
Yeah, I guess so.
He's had crazy comebacks before, but Pulte has queens and folds!
No way!
No one wants to
Pulte!
Oh!
How in the world do you fold queens?
Think about it.
no.
Who
Just
knows?
like,
It
well,
could have
whatever.
been nice. It could have been.
Scared, I guess.
I think
just
it was
trying
more
to.
scared.
He maybe just wanted
I
that guy
don't
to
think.
bust.
Yeah, I don't know.
Were there
maybe.
pay jumps or
No,
was it
no,
winner
no.
take all?
It was first was 20, or yeah, first was 20, second was 10, and then basically every other spot was like 1,000,
Okay, well,
give or take. Third might have been like 3K or 4K, something like
Oh.
that. But
I'd say it's 50-50. He was being nice and he was being scared.
I don't know.
well,
ICM-wise, that's a great fold.
relax, Tortoise.
Come on,
I mean, he got
Tortoise.
heads up, right?
For a
He did
fucking
get heads up.
Yeah.
$1,000. I mean, I guess it's it's
Tortoise
a
is
real-
way
He knew the
all
ace
the way
was
to
coming.
heads up.
Well, regardless of if it was a strategy move or not, him being the Twitter giveaway guy and then folding queens is like such an opportunity for a viral moment. Like that's the storyline that other people outside
It
of
is,
this can
except
grab
for
on.
like the general public, maybe just is like
Doesn't know
oh,
queens are
yeah,
that good.
Yeah, they're probably like, oh, good.
they can at least look at the hands and see he had the best hand.
Right.
Yeah.
I would think.
But I mean, aces and kings
And then they'll
could
just
be
be
out
like,
there.
oh, he sucks. Like
Yeah,
they're,
yeah.
they're not gonna like get the irony.
Well,
of
that's
it.
that's for sure what the general poker public will
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
But I think like the people that follow him, I mean, his audience has to be a lot more far-reaching than just poker players. So like
For sure.
the random housewife who follows to try to get the $10 free roll is probably like, oh, what the hell is this?
I will say, like, every person who's ever like it's like usually not, I won't say every, but usually when someone's being really mean in your replies and stuff, they're retweeting Bill Polt too. It's just, you know,
Oh man,
correlation
not
or
to stereotype or
causation.
anything, but
It's
Yeah,
actually
it's
very
true.
fucking true.
the Venn
It's
diagram
true.
crossover
Like,
is just
every
massive.
time you get a hate comment, click on their profile, they're retweeting giveaways. Like they're not doing, it's not looking good, cuz they're not doing good.
I mean,
cuz.
your hourly as a troll is not very high, so like, you know, it's no shock they're looking for the extra monetization route.
Yeah.
But here we are. So the good news is, as we get into my biggest loss ever in this 100-100 game, it couldn't have come at a better time. I have Poker Out Loud tonight and tomorrow, which is clearly very necessary after the shit I waded through yesterday. I mean, I don't know how bad I am, but to lose 160,000 in a 100-100 game has to be pretty close to peak bad. So hopefully getting to sharpen my skills tonight and tomorrow will bring me back down to the level that I need to play against 7 recreationals and actually have a win rate.
Yeah.
We have a pretty nice lineup tonight. It's me, Matt Hunt. Unfortunately, Landon heard about the 160K loss and just immediately left town. He's ducking me for the 5% that he's on the hook for, which, you know, who can blame him, really? Florida man returns home. So we had to fill his seat, but we got Jeremiah in the building. Nick Howard is going to be back. Nick Seward, one of our longtime listeners, our timestamp guru, works hand in hand with Landon on MTT Strat. He's going to be here. And then Josh Lesnar is going to fill in for the 6th seat. So we're going to try to do a little bit of a throwback to the origins of Poker Out Loud, what it was meant to be, which is just street poker at its finest. I don't think you'll see as much poo flinging as we did in season 1. But,
How could you?
But yeah, but like everybody playing this lineup, with the exception of Matt and Nick, who are MTT guys, we all play, the higher stake games around town. So we're all accustomed to these formats. 7 Deuce Bounty will be on, Stand Up Bounty will be on, Bomb Pots will be played. So everybody's going to be kind of brain solving in real time, which I think is most interesting, especially at a time where it seems as though I could use a little more brain solving in my life, coming off of losing a house.
Okay, but you're being so victim right now because you're literally crushed this year. Like, oh, I'm so bad. Like, I'm
This is what he does.
Hey,
But like, you're up so, like, infinite this year.
let me work my corner, you work your corner, okay? I got an image to uphold here, Melissa. You know, it's like, fuck. 106 As far as they're concerned, I just lost back every penny I've ever won.
I don't know.
You saw
how they're making that
what our title
calculation.
was, right?
What?
For the show?
Big loser?
Shit reg
reg.
finally loses it all.
That actually would have been a strong title. I don't know how the algorithm feels about swearing, but that actually would have been pretty good.
So we got some hand history or something? What happened in the zoo?
Yeah, we do.
Tell me what happened in the zoo. I want to know.
Okay. Well, let's talk Cuba Gooding Jr. before I forget about this. So I'm buried to my ears. I mean, honestly, it's crazy because like I actually felt like I was playing kind of good, and you guys can decide once we get to the hand histories. But I was in a game where I played like 350k pots in the first hour of a 100 game.
It's a lot.
Literally in the first hour, just insane. Like the action was just flowing. I didn't play another pot over 80k for the rest of the day, and I played a 17 hours or 15-hour session. Yeah, it was brutal. So it's 2 a.m. You know, our favorite quote unquote tourist, as he likes to refer to himself, Eric, is in the building still, and I'm just like desperately trying to get half of my losses back. I have no delusions of grandeur that I'm going to get even. I just want to like try to pick up another 50 or 60 so it doesn't sting quite as much. Yeah. Which I got close. I was only down 100 at like 1:30 in the morning. But you know, that went sideways. So we're just hanging out, and do any of you guys know Mars Callahan? Yeah. He was the director of Pool Hall Junkies. Local guy. He's been playing in like 10-20 games forever.
Never heard of any.
Okay. Pool Hall Junkies was like a 90s cult classic.
He was in it. He started.
Yeah, he might have also started. Well, yeah, but I'm pretty positive it was his movie.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He's a director and actor, but yeah. Anyway, he comes rolling in at like 2 a.m, and I haven't seen him in maybe 6 years.
Yeah.
So my eyes light up because the last time I saw him, he was like, you know, a guy that we would very much pull up a 10th chair for in a 10-20 game. And I'm like, oh, maybe he'll play. Please, God. So he comes in, and there was another guy on the list that was supposed to come in who was a recreational. And I'm just like, hey, things are looking up here. Maybe we got it. I mean, Oaken's here. He's got 150 in front of him. Like, maybe we got a chance. So he pulls up a chair. He starts shooting the shit with us. And a few minutes later, like this entourage of guys flow in that we would all love to make a 10-handed game out of. I'm like, looking, I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And Oaken looks at this guy that comes in. He goes, you look familiar. Are you an actor or something? And I take one quick look out of the side of my eye. I'm like, that's fucking Cuba Gooding Jr. Like, what the hell is going on here? And then he goes, you are. You're that guy.
Jesus.
That's too fucking good.
So then Cuba makes some like very out of line jokes that I'll tell you guys off air because I don't want to get him canceled, and they are fucking funny. And Oki goes, can I get a picture with you? And he goes, give me that phone. And he just grabs it. Or actually, he didn't even ask for a picture with him. He goes, can I take a picture? And it's like, that's the worst way to approach like somebody who's a high celebrity that you like, you just want to record the fact that he was in your presence. At least ask for a picture with him, you know? And he goes, give me that phone. And he like fake throws it in the trash and then does this like really cool thing where he kind of just like grabs it in like, you know, selfie mode and stands away from the table with like Oaken and a few others in the background and kind of just like gives them a cheesy smile or whatever and then hands them the phone back. I was like, man, I'm more jealous of
You're
that.
swooning.
Well, because like I don't ever want a selfie with. I'm not photogenic, number one, to begin with, and number two, like I don't get the whole let me put my arm around a celebrity and like take a picture type of thing. Yeah. But like something like that comes off as being like real and organic. Like he was actually
seems like you're chilling.
Yeah, like he was having a good time and just like hanging out in Bobby's room. You know, I was like, oh, that was actually a pretty cool encounter.
It looks like he took it from his phone.
It does. Yeah, it absolutely does.
Which is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, like he's like, no, let me get a selfie with you guys. And then he sent it on the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that went through my mind. I was like, wow, that's definitely Oaken's phone, but how did it get in his hands?
Yeah, but no, that's not what happened. So, unfortunately, those guys weren't going to sit. And I casually left shortly thereafter. I couldn't take it. I couldn't keep my eyes open.
Wait, they just came in to hang out?
They were friends with Mars.
Oh, okay.
And Mars was just kind of like, honestly, I think he was just low-key flirting with my masseuse.
Gotcha.
Can't blame him. She's gorgeous. So once I stopped getting a massage, he seemed to disappear.
Gotcha.
And I was like, oh, okay. We'll see you later, Mars.
You've never really taken a picture with a celebrity? Never? Not an athlete?
No.
Hey.
Are you a picture with Joe Montana?
I took a picture with The Rock when I was 10.
Oh, I would take a picture with The Rock.
I took my
I was,
picture
like,
with
a quarter of
Mr.
his size.
Chandler.
Oh, look at you.
Look at
Look at that
that.
fist.
Yeah.
Look at that hat, Melissa. I had to
Wow.
represent.
Oh yeah,
So
that's our secret Santa.
I do have a picture with Joe Montana, but we were getting dinner together, so it was just kind of like
Oh, you were guys.
Wow, I'm just
Gonna
getting
have
dinner
well,
with Joe Montana.
I'm friends adjacent.
Well,
Okay.
the Rock gave me a slice of cake.
Ooh. A little slice of candy apple. Oh, wait, what the fuck is his
candy apple pie.
Poo-tang pie?
No.
Is that what it is?
He said it was his favorite cake, but it was like some lemon. It was actually kind of gross.
Oh, lemon's good.
Yeah, it's funny because I kind of regret not like asking for a picture with Kutch when I saw him in San Diego.
Yeah.
But I was just like, it's like 1,000 people go up to him. I don't want to like bother him. He's getting a coffee and a banana
He
before
should
the game.
ask you for a picture.
He
You're the
should.
fucking tortoise.
I always felt weird about it because
You can get one whenever he shows up here on set.
Like I'm sure if I was like, hey, can I get a picture? He'd have been like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I always felt weird about it because like growing up, I was like a medical assistant for my mom, and she had a lot of famous clients or whatever. And like, I don't know, I felt weird. Like, hey, can I take a picture with you?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Usher, can I take a picture with you? Like,
I mean,
it's I just always felt
You shouldn't ask
awkward.
Usher for a picture. You should ask him to hang out on a Friday night,
That
Yeah.
is true.
especially in New York.
Get it popping.
You would be popping for sure. I mean, I've played with a bunch, but I always feel like it's so intrusive, especially in that arena. Like when they come into Ivy's room or Bobby's room, like they're not coming in to be fanned on or swooned on.
Right.
Yeah,
Like
that's when I take a discreet photo.
Oh, like the dude in fucking Venetian with,
Yeah,
with
with the-
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, or I did
Flash
it
goes
with
off.
I did it with Brad Garrett when I played 2-5 with him.
Oh, I do have a picture with Brad Garrett actually.
Yeah.
We got to meet him after me, Jamie.
Well, mostly because I
Corey.
didn't realize. I was like, "Is this the guy from Everybody Loves Raymond?" Like, it looks like him and sounds like him.
Yeah. Oaken took a real discreet photo of me yesterday trying to lure people in when I was buried. I'm looking right fucking at him and he just goes like this.
He's buried. Hurry up.
Oh man, it was weird. I know how I lost the first 80. I don't know how I lost the second 80. I literally think it was like, I mean the game did
It's
get,
bleeding.
yeah, I think it was like 4 or 5K at a time. The game did get kicked up to 112 for probably like 8 of the 14 hours or 15 hours. So like I'm over exaggerating a bit, but I did lose almost 100 at 100. This hand that I tweeted happened like 15 minutes into the session where the formation was really unfavorable for me. Our pal Eric was immediately to my left and he just doesn't care. He wants the VPIP as close to 100 as possible. And
You talking about the GOAT Eric Hicks?
No, I'm talking about Gucci shirt, Mexican Eric. You weren't here because wait, were you? You weren't here in the last episode?
No, I
Yeah.
don't think so.
No, of course not.
Gotcha.
Why would you? I'm not going to retell the story, but basically he refers to himself as Mexican Eric and a tourist. And he comes into town like once a month or so and just wants to play all the hands.
Okay.
And the problem is that immediately to his left is Chris Johnson, who runs the game, and he plays like pretty strong and sits very deep. So no matter how much money I put in the pot, Eric is also going to be involved, and that's going to incentivize a lot of aggressive action out of Chris, which is, a problem for me and something I have to deal with, but whatever. So his hand happens where Chris opens under the gun 8, folds to me in the small blind. I have ace jack of hearts. I 3-bet to 1,500 or 1,800 maybe. Eric cold calls, because that's what he likes to do. And then Chris calls. Flop comes 7-6 deuce, 2 hearts. I check. Eric bets 2,000 into like 5, which is, for context, he likes to stab a lot. And for the smaller size, very rarely indicates much of a strong hand. When he stabs for like pottish, you tend to see like top pair plus type holdings, whatever.
Okay.
So he stabs for 2K into 5. Chris makes it 6,500, and we're 52,000 effective. What do you do?
You don't fold.
Holding seems like it sucks,
Yeah.
but like, what do you do?
I guess.
Make it 20K.
Well, all right. So here's kind of the brain solver in me, like what's going through my head in real time. If you cold call, you can keep Eric in with dominated draws, which is obviously a good thing. But really realizing all of your equity, even again, like outside of turning a heart, nothing great really happens
on the turn. You're just fucking
right. There's gonna be like 22K in the pot. You're gonna be like, I don't know, 45,000 effective.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be like 2 SPR, and outside of turning a heart, you're going to struggle to see the river without committing like a large chunk of your chips. And this is a hand that seems like it really needs to see the river as frequently as possible. Especially if Chris has hands like 8s through jacks in range, which he probably does, and is like, you know, raising flop to both protect and just get a ton of value out of like Eric's inferior holding. But the issue with raising is, what do you do when you don't have a like? It's easy when you have the nut draw because whatever, your outs are clean, or you know what you're drawing to. What do you do with like kings and aces and queens? Because Chris obviously still has 2 pairs in sets, which is pretty brutal. And the other aspect, but then you run into the same predicament as you do with like ace jack of hearts. What do you do versus a big bet now?
Ace jack of hearts, can't you just jam in c5?
you could do whatever you want.
I mean, how bad can you really be? And how bad a shape can you really be?
Yeah, I mean, you know, 30% if he has sets or pair plus flush draw, which he shouldn't have too many pairs plus flush draw when you have ace jack of hearts. Like probably has 6-5, actually definitely has 6-5, and then maybe has 6-8. So like 2 combos of 6x of hearts, which is a good thing. But he has 6 sets, actually 9 sets. I'm sure he has deuces, and then you know he has some draws that you heavily dominate, like probably 9-10 of hearts, 8-9 of hearts type of hands. But then there's a question of like, well, what are Eric's hands? And the answer is like, who fucking knows? So I don't know. I just like figured out what all my options are, and I was just like, it seems like if I have any fold equity here against like 8s through jacks in Chris's range, it's worth me applying pressure to that because Eric might not fold a draw anyway, especially if he has a combo draw. And he also might just be like set blocking for me, which, you know, reduces the amount of hands that I'm like dead against from Chris's range. So it's like maybe Eric has a hand like 6-5, which means, no hearts,
which means Chris might have more bet folds.
Exactly.
Get more calls from.
Or I have Chris dominated draw wise. Like he might just raise a hand like 8-9 of hearts or 10-8 of hearts, something like that, right? So I decided to make it 16-5, planning to call off. Eric cold calls. Chris makes it 51,000. They're 150 effective.
Jesus.
Or they're a little bit less. They're
absolute mess.
Yeah.
Shit show.
Sorry, they're like 120 effective. So they have 70,000 behind. He makes it all into me. So like 52.5 or something like that. And then they have like another 60,000 behind.
That's why I like just jam.
Well, I'm just calling off.
Well, yeah, but like it feels messier this way.
No, we're just against the set. Chris has a set or a worse draw, but like almost always just a set. So I cold call. Eric calls. So now there's 150 or 160,000 in the pot. Turn 5 of hearts. Hello.
Beautiful.
Hello. How do we lose 160,000 this session?
Oh no.
Obviously, I'm already all in. Eric checks. Chris jams, and I'm like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah,
because like he's probably not jamming sets. Like I flush over flushed him. This is amazing. But then I'm thinking like, what the fuck does he have that I flush over flushed him? Like the 5 of hearts came on the turn, so he doesn't have 6-5 anymore. I was like, maybe he has 9-10 and is dead to 1 out. Whatever, we'll see. Eric tanks and folds. Later saying that he had 5-4 for an open ender. Chris set of 7s. And I'm like, like let's run it twice.
Don't pair the board, dealer.
River offsuit ace, so I'm guaranteed half the pot.
Okay.
Next river 8 pairs the board. Fuck.
Top the other guy up there.
Or 7 pairs, or 6 pairs the board, whatever. I'm like, fuck. Okay, so we chop the other guy up, but like this is the difference. It's funny because like you win half the pot, and we chopped up Eric, and it seems like that's a lot of money because the pot was 160,000, but we only chopped him up for a 25K profit.
Yeah.
So I'm only up 25K instead of being up 100 if I scoop.
It sucks so much because if Eric just somehow puts the money in there, you just scoop.
No.
Oh, you'd run it twice 3 ways?
Yeah, he would still run it twice.
Okay.
So I get chopped up anyway. I have 75K left. Like 5 hands later, same exact spot. or very similar spot. I open ace jack of diamonds under the gun. Eric calls. Chris squeezes. I call. Eric calls. Board comes queen 10 8 with queen 10 8. No, sorry, queen 10 9. Rainbow 1 diamond. I check. Chris c-bets half pot, and I was like, you know what? Nobody has fucking bluffs on this board, and you're supposed to. Like, you should have check raises on queen 10 9, and we're giga deep. We're $75,000 effective here. There's, you know, 6K in the pot. He c-bets for 3. Like, I should have check raises because I have king jack here, and he probably doesn't. And that in and of itself should allow me to be check raising this board. So I'm going to do it this time. I'm going to check raise. What could go wrong? So instead of me check calling 3,000, check calling whatever he bets on the turn, and then check folding river. No. We're going to play an all-in pot, boys and girls. So he bets 3,000. I check raise the 10,000. He calls. Turn, 9 of diamonds. Good and bad.
Yeah.
Pairs bottom pair, but gives me a flush draw. And I'm like, well, I have full houses here. I obviously have 10s. I have 10-9 suited. I have queens probably because we're so deep. I probably don't 4-bet it.
Do you have jack 9 with the back door there?
I don't think so. I probably should. Yeah, I probably should have that as a part of my
check
But
raise
the thing is, the 9's irrelevant other than giving you like a little bit of additional equity because he doesn't 3-bet 9s.
Yeah.
So I'd rather have jack 10, to be honest. I think jack 10 would be the better check raise blocking middle set. Maybe even queen jack sometimes. Anyway, if it wasn't a diamond, maybe I give up. But because it's a diamond, I think I just have to go with it. So I decided 2E, 75% pot. He calls. River, deuce, jam, snap. 10's full. God damn it. God damn it. And then everything thereafter was just a blur. I don't think I want a pot. It's one of those things where, like, Melissa and I were talking about this, where when you're winning, you just feel like life is so easy. Poker's easy. Like, you're just making all the best decisions.
That's how you know you're running good.
For sure.
You kind of have these mental indicators of like, it's like
Right,
when I start to think
easy,
like, I don't actually know how to play this game, and I don't think I ever have. Then you're probably running bad. But like, if you're like, wow, this is so easy. Why do people even say this is hard? You're running good.
Yeah.
That is so true. Definitely 100%.
I think
so
for me,
accurate.
I'm a little less sensitive to what qualifies here, because I think for a lot of people, it's like when you constantly keep flopping top pair,
yes,
you think the game is really easy and don't
or
necessarily
you don't
acknowledge.
have to really bluff. Like,
Right,
you
yeah.
just keep making hands.
You don't really acknowledge like, oh, the game is tough because usually I don't have a hand this strong.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like it's at least being set up to bluff. So it's how many spots am I in where I either just have a hand that I'm going for value, or I have a hand that like is a clear, easy bluff line.
Yeah, like you get easy decisions.
Yeah, like, you know, it comes 9 high and you have ace jack with a backdoor, that type of stuff. But like yesterday, it felt like I would 3-bet ace jack of diamonds and it would just come like 6-3 deuce black.
Right.
Yeah.
You just keep like having to like check fold or
Yeah, and
fold
it's just
flop.
like you constantly get put in these spots where like you have a hand that is either indifferent or leans passive. And I'm like, holy shit, does this game get hard when you just flop no
'cause
equity?
The hemorrhaging, it can go fast when you're just like not flopping any equity or any bluffs or anything.
Yeah.
Like,
And you get tried really, really hard. Like your patience. Honestly, it's weird. It's a weird thing to say because I feel like when I'm losing big in sessions like this, I find ways to like lose a lot. Like it's not like I stop the bleeding or anything like that.
you force hands maybe.
No, I was about to say the opposite. I actually feel like I play way better. Like my qualifications to putting money in the pot get tighter.
Okay.
So a hand happened where I cold 4-bet Oaken with queens and he calls, and it came like jack 9-6 black, and I have like red queens. I c-bet, he calls. Turn is like an offsuit 7. So it wasn't a bad card, but it did complete like some 2 pairs and 10-8. I check, he checks back, and then the river is just like the king of hearts. And I'm like, okay, like I can't really get value from anything here. You know, jack 10 paying me off, even though I think like maybe he does sometimes, would be pretty ludicrous. And like a lot of the hands I would be targeting to pay me are actually probably better served as just like bluffs themselves. So I was like, I'm just going to check. So I check again, and he just bets pot.
So it's queen 10 8 7.
No, 10
Jack 9 6,
Jack 9.
right?
Yeah.
This is the last one because I'm reading the chat and people are like, we don't know what's going on. We need hand graphics. Like, please retell the board.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. It was Jack 9 6 black, turn
7.
offsuit 7, river offsuit king.
Okay.
So 10-8 got there, queen 10 got there. Any king obviously beats me. 2 pairs like king jack, 7-6. Those hands all got there. So I checked the river thinking like, there's nothing I can get value from, but I can bluff catch. And then he bets pot. And I start thinking like, well, what fucking bluffs check back the turn on like such an opportune card whenever I check to him that now fire pot. And I just could not for the life of me find it. It's like ace 10, I think, maybe, I guess. That's the one. I was like, whatever, man. Like, if he just shows me ace 10 here, like, Godspeed. And I fold. And I'm thinking, like, if I was winning, there's no fucking way I'm folding these queens.
No way.
Like, there's just no way. If I'm up 50K, like, take my 17-5.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get that when you kind of expect the worst to happen.
It's not even that I expect the worst. It's just like I became a lot more sensitive to the outcomes where it's like my hand may be indifferent, but there's other things going on here. And when I'm winning, I just lean into the fact that it's indifferent and just call.
Yeah.
But like when I'm losing fuck tons and everyone knows I'm losing fuck tons and probably ripe to just call just about anything, I'm like, maybe this isn't the time that he's bluffing me. If anything, this might be the time that he decides to get super thin with a hand like king queen and just say like, this guy's ready to call it all off with like 9s.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you just find different ways to punt. I think
There's infinite ways to punt.
the passive ways are the most painful.
I know, because you feel like such a bitch.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Don't you feel like you almost shouldn't be playing at that moment then?
No, because I think the decisions are profitable. It just feels bad. It emotionally feels bad, but like I don't think strategically anything changes.
I mean, just being emotionally feeling bad.
Yeah, usually when I
I'm a
feel like
masochist.
that,
Yeah,
I'm just
same.
like, yeah, this isn't gonna end well. For me.
I did the opposite. I clocked in.
Oh.
Like I'll be here till dawn.
I definitely had some spin ups. Like I'm down to my like last buy-in of the day, and then I'm like somehow spin it back up.
Yeah.
But usually that's not.
You gotta be there for it. You gotta strap in. You gotta have the mental fortitude to say like, look, this buy-in is the same as the first buy-in, and I'm gonna goddamn win off of it.
Pretty hard. Yeah.
It's hard.
How often, when you're at the tail end of a 15-hour session, are you winning or losing?
Great question.
I feel
would
like the longer I play, the worse I play.
I'm usually
Yeah.
up very slightly because I've crawled back from being down.
That's a
Yeah,
nice
it's like
feeling.
if you're crushing the game, you're out of there like 5 hours ago, or kind
No.
of.
It depends on the
because if
lineup.
it's
It
really
depends on the
good,
lineup.
like,
I
you'll
mean, yeah.
stay.
But you're
But, like,
right. You're right. I'm
You
probably
tend to stay longer when you're stuck because you want
Yeah,
to get
that's
it
true.
back.
Like
That's
my
true.
last one, I think I made like $400.
Wait,
after over 15 hours.
He can never be stuck on 14-hour sessions. He
Why
had,
not?
he had a long night against Aussie Matt one night.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
I'm up infinite forever. Just because of
That
that
is
one
true.
session.
That is true.
That might have been one of the longest sessions I've ever played too. I think we played till 8 in the morning. Started at like 6
Drink
p.m. the day
pre-workout
before.
when you're doing that?
Oh, so much.
Oh my God.
So much.
You're hard.
My poor heart.
Usually when I'm there that late, I have all the money.
It's a
I
good
thought
thing
Ozzy
I
Matt
don't
was a
have
PLO guy.
He is. We played heads up PLO.
Yeah.
You were playing PLO.
I had
Yeah.
no idea what I was doing, but I just knew I wasn't going to gamble with him. I was knitting it so fucking hard. He was trying so hard to come after me. Yeah, that was a painful one. I mean, it is what it is. You're going to have a lot of these swings. Melissa's not lying. I'm still up for the month. So all things considered, we're doing okay.
Like the other day, I made so much money this summer, and now it's like I'm the worst player in the world. But this is like how all like good poker players are. You guys are so goddamn dramatic.
Oh, I actually don't think I'm the worst. I just think that I gravitate towards the polls better than anybody else.
Yeah.
Also, I was just trying to create a little bit of,
Yeah, you gotta stir up the
Little bit
drama.
little buzz around Poker Out Loud, maybe a little buzz around the Academy coming up this week. We got Efro in the building starting on Friday. Looking forward
right.
to that. I'm gonna have to. We're gonna have to have him, do a proper meet and greet with the team.
Yeah.
Kind of treat him like royalty of sorts, come in,
I don't think
give
he's
the bow
missed
and
an
a handshake.
episode. Like,
You haven't even said hi to him. You're talking about bows
No,
and
you I
handshakes.
It was
know.
indirect. It was
Showered him.
You
indirect.
fucking showered Eva.
I did not shower him. I'm gonna give him the double hand handshake. I think that's the greatest sign of respect
and a bow.
and a bow. That seems racist.
He's a racist. He's not Asian.
I know. That's what makes it worse. Like we're appropriating.
No, it's better if he's not Asian. If he was Asian and you bowed, I think that would be
Yeah, that would be pretty
worse,
bad.
right?
That would be weird.
Do you know how many people I play with? I shouldn't say it. It's not like it's a great number, but you would be shocked at how many people I play with that do bad Asian accents when like Asian dealers sit down.
Dude,
That's the worst.
I think the bad Asian accent is like a mainstay at every poker table
It's
for some
wild.
reason. It's
so
crazy
absurd.
because even sometimes I fall into it.
You're allowed.
Yeah, but
You
I'm
gotta-
white passing, so it's like
Okay,
you're
fine.
towing the line.
Sure.
But yeah, no,
And yours
it's,
is
it's
also,
really
like-
easy to just fall into
Yours
it.
is also not bad. It's
have a good
it's
Asian
very
accent,
good. Yeah. And I do think that there's that comedy is available, I think. But like it's just not up for grabs for anybody who's just like ever heard like broken English
Yeah.
to come out and just be like, "Oh, look, an Asian dealer." I bet they'd really appreciate it if I spoke in broken English right now.
I know it really is a thing,
It's
isn't it?
an epidemic. It's really
Especially
incredible.
in like more private games, I think
Yeah.
it happens a lot more.
Yeah. Like, how was that your icebreaker? Who taught you social skills? Are you the asshole?
Maybe.
I think we might have found our first "Are you the asshole?" as
Yes.
we.
Am I the asshole for using broken English to my Asian dealer?
Yes.
I think we
No,
should.
I don't
ask.
actually do that.
No.
But
But
I've
you would
definitely
be.
done it when everyone else is like, it's just sort of the banter of the table.
Yeah. Well, you're part of the problem.
I guess I am.
Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me.
Another song I don't know.
Taylor Swift? What?
Come on.
Anti-hero?
Don't do this to
Oh, okay,
Brian.
I know that.
Don't do this to Brian.
Don't do this to me.
All right, we're gonna
Yeah,
end on a new segment since we were talking about it called "Am I the Asshole?" This is from Reddit Poker. Actually, it's just in the "Am I the Asshole?" Reddit threads, but we found some poker related ones. So I'm gonna poll you guys, and you're gonna tell us, is the poster the asshole or not?
Okay.
And we can ask the audience too. So you guys feel free to chime in. Let us know if you believe each of these people are the asshole or not. So the first one is, am I the asshole made a home poker game with the wrong number of cards in the deck? Some acquaintances and I played a game of poker and I was eliminated near the end. Sounds like it was like a home game sit and go type of thing. At the last 4 players, it was discovered the deck being played with had extra cards in it, in parentheses, duplicates. Am I the asshole for not wanting to pay the winner based on the circumstances, as the game really is ruined statistically when extra cards are included? I get it's a friendly game or whatever, but when one signs up to play with real money, they expect the game to be legit. Is he the asshole?
Ooh.
My first instinct is yes.
My
Because everybody was playing with that deck, and I mean, is it assumed that no one knew that there was the extra cards, or
I think so, yeah.
okay? So
But
then,
he
like,
knew?
I don't think anybody
No,
had an
he just found out.
advantage.
If nobody knew, then it's
Right,
fine.
then no one really had an advantage. So, yeah, pay your friends.
first thing that goes through my head, where's this game? Is this guy that the people that are winning are like part of the house or something like that? Are they like collecting rate?
Well, with 4 left, they discovered there was extra cards in the deck and seemingly made it right. Doesn't seem like they were even in the money yet if they're playing a sit and go,
that is true.
right?
Yeah.
What do you think, Guapo? Is this guy the asshole?
Yeah, and he should be embarrassed.
Wow.
Honestly, if I went to like Lamanna's or if I went to somebody's home game and it's like for shits and giggles, like, no, I don't fucking care. Take my money.
I mean, we don't know if it's like friends.
Well, he said it's a friendly game.
Yeah, they're just. It
Friendly.
sounds like they're just like friends playing. So
Yeah.
honestly, yeah, you're an asshole for posting this and wasting our time. Like,
Wow.
just ask your friends like if they're okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, if they're friends.
It's not like you're running a fucking casino.
Right.
Yeah, it
Right,
does
right.
seem like a real nitty approach. The only pushback I would say that makes him not the asshole is like, where's the line drawn? Like, to what degree of cheating needs to take place before he can say like, hey, I'm not paying up the winner?
Yeah, I mean, like if it's like you guys, of course you pay, but like I don't know.
I think
Seems
that's
like there's a
I think
thing.
that's the right context. Like
Right.
when it's your close friends.
Yeah. Yeah. If it's just a bunch of friends playing a sit and go, which usually I think it sounds like a smaller stake, friendly game, sit and go, right? Because what high stakes sit and go home games are going on?
Right.
Like, it's not like really a thing.
I mean, we used to play those $100 ones down in.
I mean, you could just refund everyone and redo it with a proper deck.
That's also true. But I do think you guys made valid points.
I think if anyone has an issue with it, then you can redo it.
Yeah.
If no one has an issue, then
well,
fine.
the people who lost are going to have an issue with it.
Yeah.
Well,
Everyone who
I think
lost,
they have a right
who lost
to.
is going to want to redo it, and everyone who won is not going to want to redo it.
I think your points earlier, though, were very valid, that everybody was playing with the same deck.
Yeah.
And to give you a real-life example of this, in London, maybe 6 years ago, a high-stakes game popped off with all the guys from Ivy's room, like JRB, Baldwin, and all those guys. Bob Bright was in the game. They played for 8 hours. 8 hours in a 1K, 2K game. 8 hours with a short deck.
That is fucking amazing.
Wait,
no
an
one knew.
actual short deck?
An actual short deck. No one knew.
They were like, wow, I keep making really good hands.
Nobody had any deuces for 8 fucking hours, and they were thrilled.
Yeah. But like,
They were having a ball.
Doesn't the dealer know that like
The
deck
dealer
is
should
smaller.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
the
like
deck
you
feels
hold a
smaller.
short deck and you hold a
The
regular
dealer
deck.
should
It's
know.
very-
And honestly, like I've heard the story told so many times that maybe the 8 hours is exaggerated, but they played for a substantial amount of time with a short deck at very high stakes.
That's fucking amazing.
Man, I bet those pots were wild.
That is the greatest game ever.
I'm running so good
Somebody
every
lost
hand.
pile.
Bright retelling the story is hilarious because he's like, I was thrilled. I've never gone so long without a deuce in my hand.
That's so good. Efro said it feels like a logical leap to assume nobody had a card in the hand that matched the board for several hours.
That's actually very true.
Or whatever.
But but honestly, if it's an amateur of a setup as we think,
You might not even notice.
They might not even know.
I'm not gonna lie. When I
You
first
fold it, and then
like,
one comes out
used
the
to play
board.
poker for fun, like I didn't even know. I thought you guys played with multiple decks. I was like,
That would be an interesting
maybe
twist.
Another ace of spades in
Another
there.
high stakes story that goes along with what Evro's saying. Around that same time, maybe a little bit longer past, they were playing a high stakes game with Big Al in it. Big shout out to Big Al. If you guys watch any of the Triton streams, he plays some of the high rollers. He's actually from Wilkinsburg.
Oh wow!
Right in our neck of woods. But they were playing with a deck that had 2 aces of spades in it, and he didn't. It was like the tail end of a session, like 4 a.m. He's like, blind with sleep deprivation, and he plays an all-in pot where he's holding aces, black aces, and there's a black ace on the board. And it ends up like flushing out, and he still like ends up getting it in on the end, tables his hand, loses to a flush. No one acknowledges that there's 2 aces of spades.
Wow.
Just loses like $1 million pot and goes home, goes to bed.
That's fucking wild.
Or
Yeah.
the hand would have just been voided.
Yeah, foul deck.
Yeah,
Who won that hand?
I don't know. I never got the. I'm sure I was told. It isn't memorable to me who had it. Probably Sipple.
Oh, right.
How could it not be Sipple?
That's true.
Motherfucker's a dream dasher. All right. Another Am I the Asshole? This one is specific for Melissa. She can give us her point of view first. Am I the asshole for asking my girlfriend to stay out of the apartment for poker night?
You could just stop there, can't you? I mean,
I think you can just stop there.
I mean, he might justify
there's
himself.
Context, little context.
We need context.
My
for
friends
sure.
and I have a tradition of playing poker after Christmas, and I'm usually hosting. New for this year is that my girlfriend has moved in with me. The poker night gets loud, involves quite a lot of beer, and continues until 4 or 5 in the morning, so it really wouldn't work if she is home. I asked if she could go stay with her parents for one night, but she was reluctant to do so. Now it seems like we will cancel poker night this year. I think I would stay out of the apartment if she had something similar, so I was a bit surprised when she declined. Am I the asshole for asking?
Yes.
Some relevant
Yes.
info. We're both over 30. My group of friends are from quote-unquote back in the day, and we almost always get together for poker night. They live elsewhere, which is why I needed a host. Her parents live in a suburb 30 minutes away. She gets along great with them, so no issues there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm glad he decided there's no issues there. Well, no issues there for me.
Right.
I mean, yes. First of all, it's nice of you to consider that it wouldn't work because she has to work. There's, the bar's low, so
Yeah.
that's nice of you to consider that. There's some people that wouldn't even consider it.
Well, what he was really considering is not wanting to get yelled at once midnight rolled
Right.
around.
I think you should not tell her to leave
Right.
because that's not really a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys could probably all split a really cheap Airbnb for a night and go have poker night, and I'm sure she would be fine with that. It's probably
That's the right out of the box solution for sure.
That really is,
you know, you're all over 30, you probably can afford to split an Airbnb.
Yeah, or get her an Airbnb.
Sure. Send her on a staycation.
He fucked up.
It's her parents live 30 minutes away and they get along. So what's the problem?
This is a penny steak game for sure.
It's like 30 minutes. What if it's 30 minutes in the opposite direction of her
what if she then has
job?
to commute to work for an hour?
Right.
But we can definitely agree that doing nothing and still hosting poker night is a terrible idea, right?
Sure.
Like just keeping her in the house and having, I think
that like he's slightly less asshole because a true asshole would be like, well, we're having poker night, and then they would just like do it and go as long as they want.
Weeks of fighting would ensue.
And then just be like, oh, she's such a fucking annoyance.
Yes.
In my life.
All of his friends would hate her.
Yeah.
This
bitch ruining our poker night.
I currently hate her for all of his friends.
It sounds
for
like
ruining poker night.
It sounds like he didn't even ask.
Right.
Like, hey, can my friends come over?
All he asked was if she would leave.
Yeah. Like, hey, do you mind if my friends come over? They're loud, they're rowdy, they're
jumped ahead to the step.
If I was living with somebody, I would never think, because that's their home too. So if I was in his position, let's say I want to have like fucking girls' night with like male strippers. I don't know.
Right.
Like I wouldn't be like, hey, can you leave? You're home.
Right.
You're not welcome here for one night.
Okay. Let's flip it a little bit on its head.
Okay.
Let's say you have a particular group of friends that are ridiculously hot and way out of pocket. Like,
well, are they opposite sex or?
You specifically, women.
I have female friends who are super hot
and a little bit out of line when it comes to the flirting and whatnot.
I mean, they would flirt with my boyfriend?
Correct.
They're not. I wouldn't be friends with people like
that.
Okay,
but in this hypothetical land, you just happen to have this group that you've been close to for a long time.
Okay, let's paint it a little bit more realistically for me. I'm in an MLM.
Sure.
And I invited them for a
Tupperware
meeting.
party.
Yep.
Sure. Yeah, Tupperware party.
And they happen to be whores. Sorry, am I not allowed to say that anymore?
Well, okay, yes.
You're good after the first 5 minutes.
Okay, so yeah, they're all pharma girls. They all
big
pedal
pharma girls.
Yeah, they all pedal OxyContin. I've been watching the doc on Netflix.
I saw that. Yeah. Okay.
I think the hot pharma girl. Yeah, I think the hot pharma girl era has passed, but for a
so they're
time.
supplement girlies from the gym.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Muscle mommies galore, and they're huge flirts.
Maybe it would be a good idea to test him.
Okay, this is where this all breaks. No.
Maybe it would be a good idea.
I see an opportunity
to
here.
Test his will.
He is only human.
Because if I really like this guy, he's not gonna stray for some.
He's not gonna stray,
supplement girly.
But
just send him to his parents' house.
Yeah, he's not gonna stray, but like he's gonna be flattered by really hot women, like giggling
you could be
and flirting.
flattered, but he doesn't have to reciprocate.
But he's gonna think it's a safe space because they're your friends, and maybe
safe space to do what? Make out with them?
No, just
flirt back.
Flirt back a little.
I mean, it's like, yeah, but he's not gonna do anything.
Maybe not, but maybe
as long as he doesn't disrespect me. If he does, he's getting kicked out.
Okay, well, I think the conversation we're already having is bordering on disrespecting. So my question then is, would you just preemptively say, "Hey, I have a lot of really hot friends in town, and I need you to"?
I would say, "Hey, I have a lot of really hot friends in town. Bring your single guys over, and we'll have a little mingle party."
Okay. Okay, you're a problem solver.
She is, yeah.
Yes, I'm really good at compromising. I don't know why no one wants to marry me.
Well,
I would marry me. I know I'm really good at it.
Perhaps because you want to invite a gaggle of strippers over to test your
because my friends aren't like that. All my friends are like married.
Yeah, I think what you're describing isn't an MLM, it's an orgy.
Yeah, I mean, it's like...
Yeah, maybe he just gets the wrong impression. He's like, I thought I was here for the gangbang.
I'm inviting over a lot of really hot, half-naked, slutty women who are going to try and have sex with you. Like, why would I do that?
Well, to test him, I guess.
It's only to test him.
Right. Do you think anyone...
And at that point, if I have to test him, it's not going to work.
Okay. All right. Well, at least you know that about yourself.
Oh,
That doesn't mean you won't try.
I mean, theory versus practice is a different thing.
We have had that conversation many of times, mostly poker related, but it does apply here. All right, let's do one more. Let's see which one's more interesting. Okay, let's do the...
Someone said, this is a tough one for my autism.
Let's do bringing a losing poker friend to a casino who can't afford losses. Am I the asshole? I always felt pretty confident in my perspective, so I never thought I'd be asking on here a question which I'm genuinely unsure, but here we are. I'm a pretty good poker player who'd probably be a winner in most mid-stakes games, 2-5, 5-10. Love to play. I have a good friend who's much worse. He's smart. He's played a lot. He's also a small winner at 1-2, 1-3, but I'm not positive. Several months ago, we started going to the casino together a fair amount. At first, he was up and down, and so was I. But as I got more familiar with the game, I started winning a lot. In my opinion, he's been playing poorly and has been losing a lot, including to me. We try to always play the same table. Over the last several times, he's down a few $100s each time. Doesn't sound like a lot for 5-10.
He's playing, he's playing
No, 1-2, right?
No, they're playing together.
They're probably playing some Cap City.
Maybe. I'm in a highly paid job, and the money at the 1-2 games... Oh, they are playing 1-2. Okay, yeah. Means completely nothing to me. He has a much lower paying job, and I believe it's meaningful money to him. He often borrows cash from me since he doesn't carry much, and I do. So if he loses, he always pays me back immediately. But once or twice, I just told him to forget it and not pay me back, and he was very appreciative. Am I the asshole if I keep going to the casino with him if I'm convinced he's losing and really can't comfortably afford the losses? On one hand, he's an adult, and what he does with his money is none of my business. If he wants to play, that's up to him. But on the other hand, I'm encouraging self-destructing behavior. Do I have some obligation to at least not encourage him to play, if not refuse to go with him? If not yet, what if he loses 2K, 5K, 10K? Do I ever need to be a part of him not playing anymore? Or am I okay? Really, is this up to him and his wife?
I would say it depends if you think he's like addicted. Some people do get like addicted to poker and then they're losing.
It's always a form of gambling.
Yeah, so like, because I would think of it in the same way as like if you think your friend has a really bad drinking problem, would you
keep taking them to the bar?
Keep going to the bar with them?
Right.
I mean, at a certain point, probably not, because it would get like too uncomfortable just like to be around that type of destruction.
Yeah, I think that's much more obvious though.
Yeah.
I think the person's going to go no matter what. Like, so whether he goes with you or goes with somebody else.
I would just I would talk with him. If you're having these thoughts, then like you probably do a conversation with this person.
Yeah.
Right?
My initial thought was to maybe try to help him get better in any way you can. No,
I think
because I mean no, but
along Brian's lines, I think this guy's the asshole for bum hunting his friend.
Well, yeah, exactly. Because he's like, well, we play at the same table, and so what? You're playing lower stakes, so you can be at this
Correct.
table.
Yeah, and
you're table selecting.
Yeah,
him.
and he's just judging.
That makes you an asshole for sure.
Yeah, he's condescendingly judging his play, taking his money, bum hunting his fucking
I mean, it
low
sounds
stakes
like he was
game.
giving him money and not asking for it back. So
well, it sounds like he eventually did because he felt goddamn guilty.
Right. If you feel guilty, then you might be doing something.
Also, a little sus. I don't think somebody beating 2-5, 5-10 is really slumming it at 1-2 just to have a good time.
No, it's not. And it's not, even if you have one spot, like it's not worth it to move down.
Right. This whole post reads to me as like superiority complex.
This person is, it's an unreliable narrator, maybe.
Yeah. Super sus.
Yeah.
Super sus. I mean,
he's like in the
people
chat,
like to think they're better than they really are, too.
Right.
Like it's just like, oh yeah, I'm a winning player at 5-10. Like there's not.
I'm just playing for fun.
There's not a lot of people that
I'm winning.
just
Don't
have
worry.
a job.
Right.
I'm
and
just
then
moving down for fun.
right.
Just like consistently beat 5-10.
Right. Agreed. And that's why you guys have to come to the academy so we can let you know that you stink.
Then you'll be better once you leave.
Get your stinks up in the chat. No, I'm joking. It's not to let people know that they stink, but it is to kind of highlight the fact that, like in this particular example, it's abundantly clear that this guy probably has no concept of whether or not he's beating the games he regularly plays, but does understand he's better than his friend.
Right.
And that context is now giving him this like pedestal to stand upon and kind of like judge the behavior of his friend.
Yeah.
And
I feel like, so I've taken friends like to play 1-3 and stuff just like for fun because they don't really like know what's going on, or they've never played in a casino before.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like kept an eye on them. Like I played at a different table and I just kept an eye on them because I could tell when people were getting a little bum hunty.
Yeah.
And then that's when I was like, let's go. And then the other people at the table got mad at me. I almost fought this old woman.
Tiger mom.
I almost fought an old lady. I was literally cursing at her because she was like, don't take him from our table. And I was like, fuck you. I know what you're doing, you little bitch. Like, like, what are you doing? Like, this is my friend. You're not going to bum hunt him in front of me. Like, I know what you're doing. She's like, no, like, don't nag him. I'm like, I'm not his girlfriend. I'm his friend. And like, I'm taking him away from you.
Yeah. You don't get his last $60.
Right.
Yeah.
Because also, like, you can tell when they're kind of getting wrapped up in the game and they want to keep, like, chasing. And so I think if you know better than your friend and they know you know better, then I think it's, like, sort of also, like an unspoken responsibility to look out for them.
Yeah. If someone's actually a friend and like, you give enough of a shit about them to write this post, if you're not willing to back them and help them along their journey to like getting better and whatnot, then you're clearly a part of the collective that's just trying to take advantage of whatever degeneracy he may have.
Right.
So, let's not.
And I think saying, oh, he's an adult is a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah. Let's not clear your conscience here, like as if, you're doing the right thing by polling a bunch of random strangers. Yeah. I vote asshole.
Yeah. And I think he's not being totally honest with us, too, which makes him more asshole.
Mainly with his own skill set. This guy probably stinks.
Yeah, this guy, one, he stinks. Two,
I wonder if any of these stories, these people that wrote these stories are watching this
I hope so.
I wonder.
I hope so.
I wonder if the time he gave him the money back, it was money he took off of him.
Almost certainly.
Yes.
It had to be.
Yeah.
It had to be. We used to do that whenever we lived in Erie. We would, if we beat each other out of pots over a certain amount, we would chop it after the session, which led to a lot of like. With me and Brian, it was always like pretty okay because I think neither of us value money for shit, and we just kind of like have this socialist like point of view when it came to coming up in the game, where we were just like, if I win, you win, you win, I win. Like we kind of wanted a rising tide raises all boats kind of thing. But Greg and I are very different. Like he's very kind of like money driven. And there was a time where I had the second nut straight and he had the nut straight. And we ended up playing a big pot and somebody else who was in the pot like folded a set or something. And he didn't want to give me the money back because like I played my hand accordingly and got the other guy out. And he's like, no. He's like, we would have made a lot more money there. And I'm like,
oh my God.
I understand. What do you want me to do? I'm not cheating. I just had the second nuts. And it just came down to like dollar amount type of thing. But that was 2002, 2003. Like we didn't know what the fuck was going on back then. Yeah. The whole point I'm trying to get at is that this guy is clearly predatory.
Yes.
We've come to this conclusion.
Yes.
He's probably not winning in poker outside of bum hunting his friend.
Yeah.
And therefore,
what he should do is just, why is Guapo showing the
He's
toe?
not. It's fucking
what he should
way behind.
do is charge his friend for coaching.
Agreed. Yeah. The bare minimum gas money. I'll end on a story that this reminded me of. It's not directly correlated, but I find it funny to relive. So I was dating this girl in 2014. We'd been dating for a few months. She took an interest in poker, but like had really never played. And she was like, I just want to play one time. Like, let's go to the Win and play something small. And something small to her is like $20. I was like, okay, but like, 1-3 is as small as it gets, but I'll put you in. It's okay. And I'll sit behind you. And at the time I'd like kind of just been like getting close to the peak of like my high stakes notoriety. So it was like 2014, late 2014, early 2015, something like that. And so I go and I'm sitting behind her at this 1-3 table.
I wish there was a picture of this. Just see Berkey sitting behind somebody.
Yeah, it was the only time I've ever done it, but you gives a good demonstration of how in love I was. I was like sitting behind her, and she refused to take more than $100, so she buys into 1-3 for $100. This guy at the table is like big dicking, and button straddles for 6. But there, it starts in the normal position, or at least at that time it did, under the gun, skips over the button, and then you act out of the blinds. So it goes like, somebody makes it 12, and it goes like, call. They skip the button straddle.
Skip the button?
Yeah, I think
the button straddle.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
So they skip the button, comes to her in the big blind, and she has queens, and she makes it like, she might have called, and I'm like freaking out because I'm like watching all of this happen, right? So she like calls. I think she had like maybe $115 at the time or something like that. So this like gets her right to even, and it comes to the button now, and he makes it like $45. and she has 2 queens, and I'll never forget this for the rest of my life. She like looks back at me with this look of horror on her face, looks back at her hand, me one more time, and then just mucks it. And I just go, get up.
And that was the end of the relationship. It didn't go on much after that.
I just go, get up. We grabbed the $100, go right to the kid. She goes, I didn't want to lose your money. I go, you didn't want to win me any.
That's fucking great. I just saw a tweet from Feraldo. Apparently, there was a $210 $10 million guarantee day 2 today for a mystery bounty.
Okay.
And you know who plucked the millie?
Who?
Well, John Millie.
No way.
His name is fucking John Millie.
Wow.
What? How? What?
Oh, this is on GG?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wild shit.
John Millie.
LOL, fuck off.
Oh, man.
Too good.
Well, good for him. Enjoy being a millionaire, John Millie. It's like Moneymaker winning the main event. Like, how did these names actually happen? I don't understand. That's going to do it for us. We have a fun new thing in store for Tuesdays. We're going to call it Twitter Tuesdays. So if you head over to the OnlyFriends Twitter account, it's OnlyFriends_pod. There is a tweet thread up that says, what is a blocker? Wrong answers only. Feel free to reply in that thread. We'll read the best ones on air tomorrow. Looking forward for a little bit of comedy gold out of that. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in. As I mentioned, we're going to film Poker Out Loud tonight, and we're going to get to the Academy this weekend. So we'll give you all the updates and behind the scenes that we can from those 2 endeavors. We'll be back tomorrow, noon Pacific. Thanks for rolling with us. We'll see you all then.
Later, squad.